For all the latest updates, subscribe to Newsline.
According to sources, China has not pulled back troops from the line of actual control in Ladakh. Despite several rounds of military talks, Chinese PLA has shown no signs of disengagement. Currently, the People's Liberation Army or PLA is maintaining over 40,000 troops in its front and depth areas for the eastern Ladakh sector.
The Chinese have not shown any signs of de-escalation as they continue to maintain their heavy troop deployment of almost 40,000 troops supported by heavy weaponry like air defense systems, armored personnel carriers, and long-range artillery in front and depth areas.
Sources said Chinese are also not honoring their commitment for disengagement at the friction points in eastern Ladakh.
The Chinese are not honoring their commitment for disengagement at the friction points in eastern Ladakh and not moving back as per the agreed terms during the multiple rounds of talks at the government and army level and intervention at the senior level like the one done by the National Security Advisor a couple of weeks ago would be required for further progress.
Sources said the disengagement process has not made any progress since the last round of military talks. The Chinese are also showing reluctance in moving out of the Finger 5 area. China's PLA has done a heavy amount of construction of structures in the hot springs and Gogra post areas. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval was part of disengagement talks with the Chinese government. Earlier in July, NSA Doval had interacted with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. The last meeting of commander-level talks was held on July 14-15. Both sides agreed to disengage troops within few days. The Indian side insisted on total restoration of status quo ante in all areas of eastern Ladakh prior to May 5th.
The Indian side insisted on total restoration of status quo ante in all areas of eastern Ladakh prior to May 5th, when the standoff began following a clash between Indian and Chinese troops in Pangong So. It also conveyed concerns over China's new claim lines in the region and demanded immediate withdrawal of Chinese troops from a number of areas.
However, the Chinese side has shown no signs of disengagement. Considering the face-off with China, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh asked Indian Air Force not to lower its guard. Rajnath Singh said the deployment of air assets in forward locations in Ladakh sent a strong message to the adversary. IAF Chief R.K.S. Bhadauria said the force was ready to counter any aggressive move by China. The IAF will induct its first batch of 5 Rafale fighter jets in Ambala Air Base on July 29. IAF plans to deploy new Rafale fighters in the Ladakh sector as part of strengthening its military might. With China showing no signs of movement from forward bases, Indian Army is readying itself to face any untoward incident.